The Anaheim Ducks have robbed the Detroit Red Wings. That's right, the Ducks and Red Wings rivalry has once again been renewed. We get into exactly why in this edition of Ducks Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the 5% of the ones who are watching these videos who have already hit the sub button, but 94% of the ones who are watching these videos have not yet hit the subscribe button. I'm not sure why. We are the number one, the newest Anaheim Ducks YouTube channel, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. But let's get right into the story. John Gibson has been traded to the Detroit Red Wings in a shocking move this morning. If you're on the West Coast, we just got word of this about 20 minutes ago. John Gibson traded to the Detroit Red Wings for Peter Mrazek, of course, the veteran goaltender who has played for multiple teams, was on the Detroit Red Wings over 10 years ago, and then, of course, returned to the team back in March of 25 when he was traded from the Chicago Blackhawks. His latest stint was only a couple months, and now he's gone again, traded to the Anaheim Ducks, and also the Ducks are going to get 2 draft picks. We don't know yet what those picks are. This deal is too new. The deal is first reported by NHL.com's Kevin Weeks. There will be no salary retention, and the acquired draft picks are not a part of the 2025 draft. So these are going to be future picks. This is from Pierre LeBrun of The Athletic, reporting that these picks are not part of this year's draft. They're next year, 27. We don't know, maybe it's a first-round pick. Who knows? But John Gibson has been traded to the Detroit Red Wings. What does everybody think? I mean, this is honestly kind of crazy because a few days ago, we made the video on John Gibson, getting traded to the Edmonton Oilers, right? I mean, that was a report that he, had accepted the Oilers as a potential destination. We know John Gibson had a no-trade clause, so I assume Red Wings were okay with him, right? Gibson being from Pennsylvania, it was always the rumor that he was going to go to the Penguins. I always thought it was going to be Penguins, right? I really thought John Gibson would be traded to the Pittsburgh Penguins, just because of that. He would, and the Penguins, of course, would need a goaltender. But, things changed, of course, in Pittsburgh, and they decided not to go in that route recently. And then the Red Wings, who have decided they want to make Gibson, I guess, their starting guy. I'm just really shocked of the team that's getting him, and it just really kind of, once again, the Ducks and Red Wings going to be paired forever in hockey history. We know that it goes back to the times that they played in the playoffs in 2003 and again in 2007. The Ducks taking those series home both of those times, in the first round in 03 and then in the conference final in 07. That's kind of what started this Ducks and Red Wings rivalry. Of course, they played each other in the playoffs before 03, but let's not talk about that. The Ducks, getting those series, I think, kind of started this rivalry between both of these teams. But it's kind of crazy. I mean, John Gibson being traded, the John Gibson era is over in Anaheim. As we know, John Gibson played his entire career for the Anaheim Ducks, right? He's been with the Ducks his entire career up until this morning. That has come to an end. And I think the Ducks are signifying that this is obviously a new era, right? I mean, the Ducks traded Trevor Zegras this week to the Philadelphia Flyers, and now they have traded John Gibson to the Red Wings. So basically, two of the players on this team that are most well recognized, right? I mean, anytime you saw a Ducks ad for ESPN or any sort of national ad for this team, you usually saw John Gibson and Trevor Zegras, right? I mean, two of the most well-known players on this current roster of the Ducks. Both of them are gone. Both of those players are now gone. And you start to also wonder, about the Ducks, saying that they are, of course, a playoff team next year, want to compete. Is the rebuild actually over, though? That's when you start to wonder. If the Ducks are trading away these kind of names this close to the season, is the rebuild actually over? Are the Ducks planning something super important this summer that we don't know yet? Mitch Marner, is he still in the conversation? The Ducks, of course, created a couple million in cap space with this trade because they're still going to get $4 million back with Peter Mrazek. It's kind of a pricey contract. If if you ask me, for a goaltender like Peter Mrazek, who's clearly at the end of his career, Ducks probably, they're just going to have him for 1 year. It's a 1-year rental. Probably unlikely they're going to be able to trade him, especially if he gets off to a slow start next season. Ducks are probably stuck with Mrazek the entire year. But, next offseason, it's going to be another $4 million in cap space that's going to be gone, right? Because Peter Mrazek is a 1 year. I mean, I don't know what everybody thinks, but I think Mrazek is a 1-year kind of deal, right? I mean, I don't think we're going to see him sign a multi-year extension with the Ducks. Whereas, the Red Wings have Gibson until 2031, right? I mean, they got him locked up for a few years now, and I mean, they're obviously going to be using Gibson for the foreseeable future. That's a totally different situation with, Gibson and the Red Wings. The Red Wings, right? I mean, the Ducks are in a situation where they're trying to, I think, kind of create some space to make another move, right? I mean, I think that's what the Ducks are trying to do here. And, of course, they're also getting 2 draft picks, which hopefully at least one of them is a first-round pick, but, probably not, right? We don't know, right? It's still too early. This trade just got reported now. I mean, it's just literally minutes ago, less than 30 minutes ago, we got word at the draft on the NHL Network broadcast that John Gibson had been traded. So this is breaking news, basically. So Gibson, wish nothing but the best to him. Going to the Red Wings is going to be now their guy. Red Wings trying to make the playoffs for the first time in forever, kind of like the Ducks. The Ducks don't get their guy back because they already have their guy, right? I mean, this kind of is the beginning of the Lucas Dostal era, right? I mean, Lucas Dostal is the starting goaltender for the Ducks now, right? I think that this confirms it. I mean, it's not Mrazek. Mrazek's there. He's going to be there as a backup. Or if Dostal runs into trouble, has a bad year, obviously Mrazek will take over. But Lucas Dostal, this is his team now. I think Dostal is going to have to rise up to the occasion now. And you hope that, the Ducks are, near the end of this rebuild. And, with the players that they're getting can compete for the playoffs. And Dostal is going to have to be a part of that, right? I mean, he's going to have a great season this year, especially because the Ducks are still a young team in some ways. So they're going to depend on him to carry the Ducks throughout the year if they're going to want to have a shot to make the playoffs, right? I mean, I think that's a given that Lucas Dostal is going to have to be important this year. Kind of like how Gibson, could have been important, the last few years. The Ducks got really bad recently. You can't blame too much on Gibson. But, there was definitely a decline in Gibson's game, and I really think it was time to trade him. So I agree with Pat Verbeek here. Lucas Dostal, time for you to rise up to the occasion. And Gibson, we wish nothing but the best to you out in Detroit. As always, make sure to subscribe. Let's go Ducks. Woo!